Dan here, Vagabond Buddha. We are back in Malaysia.
Kuala Lumpur.
Kuala Lumpur. This is where we started 16 months ago. We just finished an around the world tour. 5 continents.
And I still with my hat on.
She still has her hat on. The hat never came off. Does your hair stink? You never shower? No, the whole time. Oh, so we went to Europe, then we went to North America, Mexico.
South America.
Then we went to South America, Peru, Ecuador, Colombia.
South Africa.
Africa? Yeah, we went to Africa. We went back to Mexico, went to like 20 more stops in Mexico. Then we went to back to UK, we went to Scotland, we went to Hungary.
Hungary, Vienna.
Budapest, Vienna, Austria.
Slovakia.
And we went to Portugal. We went to Morocco, Spain. And she flew home from Spain. I went to the US and then I met her here in Malaysia. She came back for Chinese New Year. Anyway, that is the summary. And now we are in Kuala Lumpur. And that, my friends, is the famous Petronas Towers. Uh-oh, we lost Chen Hui. Oh, there she is.
Have you seen the Petronas Tower?
I just showed him. Should I show him again?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, here we go, Petronas Towers. And we were in a park, which I like to run around when I'm in Kuala Lumpur. It's behind the Petronas Towers. And there's a fountain here. See the fountain? Anyway, welcome back to Malaysia.
Oh, yeah.
So we first flew from Malaysia to London. What do you think of London?
It's too cold for me because we were there on winter time.
Too cold?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were there in October, November, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, it was around Halloween, I remember.
Yes, around
A year and a half ago, around Halloween.
Yeah.
What do you think though, beautiful?
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's nice. And I didn't have much memory from London because all I know is cold. It's cold.
Yeah, Malaysian girl goes outside. Bad idea in the cold weather.
Yeah.
Okay, then we flew to Mexico. What do you think of Mexico?
Mexico?
Yeah.
Oh, I like Mexico.
Yeah?
It's warm like Malaysia and I can get a lot of stuff that's similar than Malaysia.
Yeah?
Because it's compared. The first time when I'm in Mexico it's a little bit hard for me because they don't speak English.
Yeah.
Yeah. And after that we went to, I have to learn Spanish, then I have to go to Colombia.
Right?
Yeah, slowly. Yeah.
Picked up a little bit more Spanish. Yeah, so we went to Playa del Carmen, then Tulum, Mexico. Then we went to Bogota, Medellin, Cartagena, and Santa Marta, Colombia. We spent, what, 6 weeks there?
6 weeks, yeah.
Anyway, by the way, every one of these places I'm mentioning, you can, if you click the link in the notes below this YouTube video, you'll see all of them. They're lined up there, so you can see everywhere we went. And then we went, we crossed the border into northern Ecuador from Colombia.
Yeah, we went go to the Ecuador first, and then from Ecuador go to Colombia because I want to go to see the church on the border of.
Yeah, Las Chazas or something like that.
Oh, it's from it. We are from Colombia to Ecuador. Yes.
Yeah, right. So Ecuador, we went to Otavalo, we went to Banos, Quito, Cuenca, Guayaquil, and then we headed over to the Galapagos Islands.
And you can travel cheap in Galapagos Islands.
Yeah, by land.
By land and check out the coast.
Yeah, Cheng Hui did a bunch of research when before we headed there.
Yeah, we can continue in the Chinatown.
Let's go eat, put food in Cheng Hui, and then we can talk more. In front of the Kuala Lumpur Towers, they have these pink buses right here. And they take you all over Kuala Lumpur for free, so check it out. We'll jump on and go to Chinatown and get Cheng Hui something to eat. We stopped. We got some lunch for Cheng Hui, and now we're getting some dessert. Let's see. So she has a full belly.
Yeah.
So let's see, we were talking about going into Ecuador, Otavalo, like a mountain town. As you cross from Colombia down, heading south towards Ecuador.
Yes. Thank you.
Otavalo, I'd say, is a beautiful mountain town, very high elevation, so it remains cool.
And it's very cheap.
Very cheap, yeah.
I think we pay over there like 10 or 20 US dollar for
$12 a night.
Oh, $12. Wow,
It was a 2-bedroom. It might have been $13, but it might have been 16 actually. But again, just click the link. It has where we stayed and what we paid. Yeah, very cute little town. We stayed there for a week or two. Didn't we like stay over? We liked it so much.
Yeah.
And then
I think a few days.
yeah, and then we headed south through to go to Quito, which is the capital of Ecuador.
Quito, yeah.
And that's another lovely place, a colonial era town again.
Oh yeah, and the rent over there is cheap also. It's $20, but it's 1 bedroom, but it's fully furnished. They have the washing machine and a dryer. Oof, that's the best. And they have a fully kitchen and everything. It's just $20.
Yeah, and it's in a great neighborhood.
Yeah.
Restaurants everywhere.
Yeah.
It's felt very safe. So the neighborhood in Quito, I forget the name of it, but again, everything we talk about is on the blog. So, and then we went to Cuenca, which might have been from Quito. We went to Cuenca, right?
Yeah.
And that was another really cheap, beautiful town.
Oh, how much we pay over there? 2 bedroom also like 20.
Yeah, it was a 3-bedroom, 2 or 3 bath house.
2.5 bath.
Flat, I suppose.
Yeah, and
So it was 2 stories.
yeah.
And
Also, it's a fully furnished.
we probably had maybe 2,000 square feet in the U.S. It included electricity and Wi-Fi.
And some maid come to clean the
Oh yeah,
house.
the maid comes in for $20. And that's not like cheap, like you could get cheaper than this, but we were only booking for a month. It's furnished.
Yeah.
And so we were paying whatever, $20. And then from there we went to Guayaquil just for a few days. That's the capital of Ecuador, because we wanted to go to the Galapagos. We stayed there maybe 3-4 days. It's an okay place to visit, but I don't know that I would think about retiring
I would
there.
not.
The first 3 I would definitely consider. And then we went to the Galapagos for, is it a month? 3 weeks?
3 weeks.
A week in 3 different islands. Beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't know how realistic it is for a foreigner to retire there, because you need like this permit to even get to the island. And it probably limits how long you can stay. So, but it was also, ground there is pretty cheap. I mean, it's more than other parts of Ecuador, but it was still fairly reasonable. But all the numbers, again, are on the blog. Just click the link below this YouTube video. And then we headed south into Peru. And our first stop was Mancora, which was like a beach hippie surfer town.
Yeah, it's very cheap over there also. I mean, the food is cheap, but the place is okay place, because there's only the best place that we can have in the Mancora. Because Mancora, they are almost like I didn't find some nice area or nice place in Mancora. It's very hippie.
Very hippie, yeah. It's not. There's no real even mid-level. It's just backpacker hostel hippie.
Yeah.
Few interesting restaurants there, because surfer client types have shown up there and partied and had a good time. Decided they wanted to surf their life away, so they just opened restaurants. And some are open at lunch, but not dinner. But there's no like real madness to it, or maybe it is madness. Yeah, so we were there. I don't remember how long, but then we headed south.
I think we was there for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because we was tired, and then we find that place is not bad, internet is not bad, so we stay there longer.
We stayed longer. And then we headed south. I don't remember the order. Like it's Trujillo, Chiclayo, Cajamarca.
Oh yeah, I can't remember.
Peru. We were studying interesting places to visit while we were in Peru, because we wanted to see all of them. You may not know it, but Peru is like the Egypt of the Americas. There's nothing like it anywhere else in the Americas. The closest probably is in Mexico in terms of ancient ruins and religions and all that. Most of it's in Peru, because the Spanish spent more time destroying everything in Mexico, and they let much of it got left alone. In Peru, they just didn't have the manpower to ruin it all. And so there's a lot of great places. So I think we probably stayed in 15 different places in Peru, and they're all lovely. In terms of places, though, to retire and live, for me, I would say only Barranco in Lima, maybe Cajamarca in the mountains, beautiful place where they captured the king, yeah. And then in Arequipa, those are probably my three that I would say. Arequipa is clearly my favorite because it's a university town and a lot of veggie restaurants and.
They have fun. So I would think Arequipa is my best choice.
Yeah, for Peru.
Yeah, because Lima, I'm not really like Lima. It's so busy like a city. I don't like the city life.
Yeah, Lima, you can keep. Barranco I like. It's a suburb in Lima, which is nice, but it's still a city. You know, it's just nicer than Lima. So. But I do, in terms of mountain towns, Arequipa's like a university town, and Cajamarca is just a gorgeous town and a great spot with a lot of ancient ruins nearby. Very interesting and all very cheap in Peru. Yeah, so we hung out there for, it was more than 2 months?
It's
2 months, yeah. And then we hopped on a jet and flew back to Mexico, and we began a tour of the colonial mountain cities through Mexico. We went to places like San Miguel, Mexico City, Querétaro, Guanajuato, Chapala, Anaheat. We went to Puerto Vallarta. We went to Morelia, Pueblo, Patsicuro, Cuernavaca.
A lot of places, I can remember that.
Oaxaca. I mean, just one after another. And Mexico, I think, in many respects, was. We probably liked it. I think I like it more than anywhere in South America. I really like South America, but something about Mexico, maybe because I grew up in California, it feels more like home or whatever, but I just really like Mexico. And there's so many good ones there, it's almost hard to pick really the best ones, but for me now, after being out of Mexico for, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 months, the ones that come to mind for me are Oaxaca, Guanajuato, Querétaro, Morelia, and then there's Chapala, Anaheat, San Miguel is nice. And by the way, all of the cost of living in all these places and where we stayed and restaurants is all in the link below. If you click the city, you'll find everything there, including accommodations. And so we hung out in Mexico for 5 months, 4 months?
4 months.
4 months, yeah. And we ended up back near Playa del Carmen where we started out, in an island there.
Yeah, we was stay in the island Isla Mujeres.
Yeah, Isla Mujeres.
Yeah, we was in Isla Mujeres.
Yeah, and it's definitely a tourist spot. It's not really a place.
And when we want to leave that time, is the rain, the heavy rain, and then it's flooding, and the taxi cannot come to pick up us.
We had to carry our bags down streets that had water up to, like halfway up my thigh.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Anyway, it's a gorgeous place, so I would go back in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I will go back there.
Yeah. And so it's a little more money, it's than say Ecuador. So, and then we flew to from there we flew to visit my sister in Scotland.
Yeah.
And we went to Glasgow, where she lives, and we went to Edinburgh. Definitely not cheap places to retire, but we had free rent, so at my sister's house.
Yeah, even we just pay for the food,
Yeah, it's still expensive, just food.
Yeah.
And then
Chen
Hui had a good friend in Hungary.
I have a friend in Hungary.
That's a friend in Hungary. In Budapest, we went to visit, and we stayed with them for 10 days or something.
No, we stayed about like 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
But in between we went to Slovakia, and we went to Vienna.
To Vienna, in Austria.
So we stayed there about 2 weeks.
Yeah. Oh yeah, all told.
Yeah.
And then we flew to Portugal, which we really loved.
My favorite place in Europe. I mean, so far that where I'm traveling.
Right.
Because Portugal, they have nice wine, they have nice food, and the best thing is they have the salad that I no need to prepare and cut. It's only €1. I can eat for us like 2-3 meals.
Yeah, it was very cheap. The rents are a little more, in Lisbon we were paying
Oh yeah, because
26, was it?
28.
30, 28?
Yeah, because it's last minute. Those things you need to find early.
Yeah.
And I think we got one place. The last place in Porto, we have like.
That was cheaper.
That's what cheaper, right?
Yeah, it was a whole apartment for whatever, 20 bucks, 25.
25, I think. It's not that cheap. I think it's like that.
And they have great transportation there, great restaurants, really cheap food in the grocery stores. There's a grocery store called Lidl, L-I-D-L, which is
that's the best one.
really good food, cheap. So Cheng Ho is eating a lot of sausage. And
Oh yeah, by the way, the sausage there is, bacon is better. It's very good than what I have in Budapest, and what I have in Vienna, and what I have in Spain. Nothing can compare with Portugal ham and.
So what's your favorite place in Portugal? So if you're going to retire somewhere?
I think I can't decide yet because if I can find something cheap in Lisbon, then I will stay in Lisbon.
Okay.
If not, I will stay in Porto because I still need my time that I can go and watch a movie. I don't want to stay in a place that I don't have entertainment. I cannot watch a movie.
Yeah, they had English movies there. We never did go see a movie though, did we?
We did one.
We did?
Star is Born.
Oh yeah, Star is Born. Okay. Yeah, so I don't know, I guess I would probably put Lisbon maybe first and Porto second, but they're so close you have to see both before you decide. And then the other one I liked was Coimbra. It's a university town, but still a little small, I would say. Worth a visit, but...
that's cheap. The place, the rent is cheap.
Yeah, and it was nice. Nice place, cheap rent.
Yes.
But it just wasn't a lot going on there. Not enough going on in that city. Although, for a university town, fairly small, but it had a lot going on. But the size of town it is, but I like a little more, so... And then we flew to...
Alverno.
You mean you're still in Portugal? Yeah, we went to Coimbra, Aveiro. What else did we see? There's another one I'm forgetting. Sintra. Wow, that's a cool place.
I didn't have one. Sintra.
A bunch of castles.
Sintra, Coimbra, Aveiro.
Yeah.
I didn't have one more place. No?
If there's another one, I'm losing it right now. I don't remember it. But again, it's all on the webpage. And then we jumped on an airplane. We flew from Porto down to Morocco. Yeah, and we were there for a month. Yeah. We went to Marrakesh. We went to the Sahara Desert. We went to Fez, the Blue City, Casablanca, Rabat, capital.
And then
Azila,
and
then Tangier. So I don't think there's no one there. I think I would retire. It's just a little bit. It's not quite developed enough for my taste. A bit of a struggle, especially for a vegetarian, which I am. And I don't know. Morocco's a fascinating place. I think my favorite spot maybe was the desert. Or Azila, one of those two. Or the Blue City.
The Blue City, I like the Blue City.
Could you retire in Big Blue City? Was it big enough?
No.
Yeah.
No, it's not my taste.
So fascinating place, worth a visit, but no. But then we jumped on after a month or so there. We hopped on a jet, flew to Tangier. I'm sorry, we flew from Tangier to
Spain,
to Madrid. Yeah. And only spent a few days there. It was more of a transition city because we found the cheapest flights leaving Spain to Malaysia and Shanghai's, and then for me to the United States. Shanghai went back to Malaysia for Chinese New Year, and I went to see my mom. And so that was 16 months around the world tour. Okay, you have to pick a spot right now, on the spot. Where would you live for the next year out of all of those places that you had to?
Portugal.
What city?
I don't know what city.
You have to pick.
Then I will pick Lisbon.
Okay.
No, I think I prefer Porto. Porto have a lot of places I can see.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I would pick, I don't know, I was saying Merida earlier for Mexico, but I think I'm leaning towards Oaxaca now, or Oaxaca. Oaxaca, yeah. That's an amazing place. It's not too high, it's around 1,600 meters, so it's not as cold in the winter as some of the places in Mexico we visited. it's more local oriented and it's than it is tourist oriented. But
And I think I remember we take a bus from the Oaxaca to the, because in Oaxaca they have many stations, I mean many tourist areas that you can go.
Yeah.
We went to the Aqua High.
oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah, we take a bus to go over there.
Yeah, and
That's true.
it's culturally rich. I mean, in many respects, it's like Peru in that way. It's not torn apart by the Spanish. They weren't down there as much. There's more original people, original tribes, original languages, original artwork.
But the first day we go there by ourselves. It's so difficult and it's wasting a lot of time. So the next day we go to visit another place. We decide to take a tour. That is so cheap and save a lot of trouble. You don't need to wait for the to find the transportation, because you are not just taking a bus to the end. You are taking and then you have to transit to another car or collectivo or van and transit and transit and transit. It's like crazy.
Yeah, so in English, the place he's referring to is called Hot Water. It's probably an hour from.
Yeah, but they will bring you to go see around,
Yeah, and the good news is we did all this. We already made all the mistakes, and we've given our tips to you below in the blog for Oaxaca. So you don't have to make the same mistakes are there. Yeah, so I would say, but any of the top 10 would be great places to spend a year. I mean, Lisbon, Porto, in Mexico, I mean, Mexico City even is lovely. Guanajuato, Querétaro, Oaxaca, Merida, Tulum, Valladolid. I mean, there's just so many beautiful places. That's probably it. I don't know. Nothing else has come to mind. Of course, Cuenca is really nice and cheap, but maybe not enough happening for me.
Yeah, it's so boring over there.
A little bit boring, yeah. So, and the nice thing about Mexico is it's a cheaper, closer flight to the U.S. If somebody in the family gets sick or whatever, for me at least, it's a little closer. So, well, now we're in Kuala Lumpur and we're checking this spot out. That's what we're up to. We left here a year ago. We're back again, and we'll see what happens next. So, thanks for tuning in. That's our summary of our around the world tour. This is Dan of Vagabond Buddha. What time will you be home for dinner? Wait, how's it go? The world's your home. What time will you be home for dinner? Do you have a saying on Herbal Adventures?
No.
You don't?
I don't.
How are you surviving without a saying?
I don't know.
Okay. See you guys later.